News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Hello and welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Wednesday, 8th of March 2023. The headlines. 18 doctors in Bauchi, 7 million people, Yuguda laments. Protest, Labour Party, Atiku, Okowa, tackle APC oversaw losers comment. 1 corpse recovered as fire raises at Jegunle Auto Spare Parts mad. Fuel stations orders reject old notes, banks ration cash. And on the foreign scene, UK appoints Richard Montgomery as new High Commissioner to Nigeria. And in sport, Eagles stars hail Osimhen after latest award. And those were the headlines. And for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayet Sani Ibrahim. The fresh move by some deposit money banks to recirculate old 500 naira and 1000 naira notes suffered a setback on Tuesday as motorist fuel stations, retailers, traders and other categories of bank customers rejected the old currencies. The development came after 48 hours after some commercial banks, particularly Guarantee Trust Bank PLC, Zenith Bank PLC and Sterling Bank began the disbursement of the controversial 500 naira and 1000 naira notes across their branches in major Nigerian cities. Commercial banks' decision to recirculate the old notes followed last week's Supreme Court order approving the use of old 1000 and 500 naira and 200 naira notes as legal tender for 10 months. The Supreme Court had last Friday ordered that the old naira notes should be allowed in circulation, along with the new notes, until December 31, 2023. The court has said the federal government's naira redesign policy contravened the 1999 Constitution. However, findings on Tuesday revealed that key bank customer groups that started rejecting the recirculated old 500 naira and 1000 naira notes, most of them hinged their arguments on the fact the CBN, the banking sector regulator, had yet to approve the use of the old notes as legal tender, except the old 200 naira note. Oil marketers on Tuesday refused to collect the old 500 naira and 1000 naira notes from customers in Abuja, Nasarawa and Niger States, insisting that deposit money banks had yet to instruct them to accept the old naira bills. Some filling stations, particularly those operated by independent oil marketers and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, refused to accept the old naira notes on Tuesday, despite the order of the Supreme Court and the Central Bank of Nigeria. Embattled former Deputy Senate President Senator Ike Ekweremadu, accused of plotting to exploit a man for his kidney, told a London court that he thought he was being scammed by doctors. Ekweremadu, 60, is accused of conspiring to facilitate the travel of a man to Britain to use him as an organ donor for his sick daughter. A 21-year-old street trader from Lagos was to be paid up to £7,000 in exchange for a kidney, the Old Bailey court heard. He was promised opportunities in UK for helping Ekweremadu's daughter, Mr. Ekweremadu, his wife Beatrice, 56, daughter Sonia, 25, and medical middleman Dr. Obina Obeta. All denied the same charge. The street trader was falsely presented as Sonia's cousin in a failed bid to persuade medics at the Royal Free Hospital in London to carry out the £80,000 private procedure. The court was told, giving evidence on Tuesday, Ekweremadu, who has an address in Wellsden Green, Northwest London, was asked about an invoice for £8,000 he received via his brother Dewey on February 8, 2022. In his message, Dewey wrote he had received a huge invoice from a consultant doctor. He wrote, "It looks like they are all out to exploit people's unfortunate situation." The court had. The defendant was also asked about an unsigned affidavit dated 19 January 2022, which was recovered, from Dr. Obita's home in Southwark, South London, which falsely stated that the proposed donor was Sonia's cousin. Former Governor of Bauchi State Malam Isa Yuguda has berated his former mentee, incumbent Governor Bala Muhammad, over the number of doctors serving in general hospitals and primary healthcare centers. The former governor blamed his successors, Muhammad Abubakar and Bala Muhammad, the dwindling number of doctors serving patients in the state's hospital, saying that only 18 doctors are serving over 7 million people in the state. Former Governor Yuguda was addressing the press at his residence in Bauchi during the weekend, where he also blamed Governor Bala Muhammad for abandoning 22 hospitals and schools he built during his tenure. He said only 18 doctors serving over 7 million people. Is this good for the people? Blaming the past administration of Muhammad Abubakar from 2015 to 2019 and his successor, Bala Muhammad administrations, for the shortfalls. Following the controversy that greeted the outcome of the February 25 presidential election, the All Progressives Congress APC Presidential Campaign Council APC PCC yesterday described the People's Democratic Party PDP and Labour Party LP as sore losers. This came as the Presidential Campaign Council of the Labour Party said yesterday that the fact that the APC is still shopping for endorsements after claiming victory in the presidential election is evidence that the party is aware Tinubu's victory was a farce. This is even as Atiku Okowa presidential campaign organization said its rejection of the result of the presidential elections as announced by the INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu was born out of patriotism and in the interest of democracy. Meanwhile, the President-elect Bola Tinubu of the APC expressed his readiness to defend his election victory in court. However, speaking on BBC's Focus on Africa, monitored by Vanguard, APC-PCC Special Advisor on Communications and Public Affairs, Mr. Dele Alake, lampooned the PDP and its candidate for embarking on the protest against the victory of APC in the presidential election, saying they were being melodramatic about it. Tragedy struck in the early hours of Wednesday when a mysterious raging fire gutted Akere Spare Parts Market Kirikiri Road, Akere Bus Stop, Olodia Papa at Jagule, Lagos, destroying properties worth several millions of naira. Meanwhile, a male adult was recovered dead around the scene, suspected to have died from a gunshot injury as he did not suffer any traces of burning. According to eyewitnesses, the incident occurred at about 3:15 a.m. Director of Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adesayi, said the firefighters promptly contained the raging fire and prevented it from spreading wild. According to Adesayi, at about 3:28 Wednesday wee hours, a fire outbreak was alerted to Akere Spare Parts Market Kirikiri Road, Akere Bus Stop, Olodia Papa at Jagule, Lagos, and saw the Jagule Fire Station of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service as the first respondent. Upon arrival, it was discovered that the rows of shops that traded in auto spare parts were engulfed in fire that led to Sari, Igamu, and Ilopeju fire crews of the agency joining up to subdue the raging fire and salvage a nearby major market petroleum filling station with a full-loaded 33,000 liters of PMS tanker, among other adjoining buildings. However, a male adult was discovered by the Tolu Police Division around the scene and reported dead from a gunshot injury as he did not suffer any traces of burn, while the Lagos Neighborhood and Safety Corps and the Red Cross were also in attendance. The cause of the fire is suspicious and will require detailed investigation to be ascertained, as well as post-incident enumeration to account for the number of lock-up shops and wares lost. The United Kingdom government has appointed Richard Hughes Montgomery as the new British High Commissioner to Nigeria. The office of the High Commissioner in the UK government's representative in a Commonwealth nation. Montgomery will replace Katrina Lang as the UK envoy in Nigeria from April 2023, as announced in a statement on Tuesday. Montgomery succeeds Liang, who has served in the capacity as UK's representative in Nigeria since 2018. And a High Commissioner, as a diplomat, is responsible for the direction and work of the consulate, such as political relations, trade and investment, press and cultural relations, and visa and consular services. The statement said Liang will be transferred to another diplomatic service appointment. Montgomery served as the Consular Development and Head of Office, Department for International Development DFID, Abuja from 2009 to 2013. He holds a PhD in Social anthropology from the University of Cambridge alongside other research-related qualifications from GKW Consulate Mannheim and Manchester University. The diplomat was most recently the UK Executive Director for the World Bank Group in Washington, D.C. And in sport, Odion Igalo and Alex Iwobi have joined the list of Nigerian and other football stars and fans who congratulated Napoli striker Victor Osimhen for winning the 2022 Best Foreign Athlete in Italy award on Monday. The Super Eagles star has been spectacular in front of goal for the Portonopians since the beginning of last year. Osimhen finished the 2021-2022 season with 18 goals and 5 assists in 32 games, including 14 in 27 league games. 7 of his 14 league goals last season came in the second half of the season. Former Manchester United and Al Hilal striker Odion Igalo took to his social media account to congratulate the former Lille star. Congrats, bro, Igalo wrote on his Instagram handle. Also, Everton and Super Eagles midfielder Alex Iwobi stated, big, well-deserved bro. Nigerian winger Peter Olayinka added, former Dutch international and Barcelona legend Patrick Kluivert wrote, well-deserved brother, congrats. The 24-year-old striker, who beat hundreds of other sporting personalities in Italy to scoop the prestigious prize, was emotional and took to his Instagram account to express appreciation for winning the award. Amazing feeling to be awarded the 2022 Best Foreign Athlete in Italy. Thank you all for your support. God is the greatest, Osimhen wrote. With this story, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. You can also watch us live on our YouTube channel at Unity FM TV. I am Rukayet Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.
Unity.